Yes, 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 yes. Welcome back to Tablet Talks. This is our first double digit of Tablet Talks. How exciting! Yes, we are in fact in part 10 of episode 3. You already know what it is. This is Danielle Rama Hoffman's transcription slash transmission of my tablet. That's where it's like a transcription, but also a transmission because she says that she's in divine union with me, and numerous upon numerous other women are in divine union with me through her instruction. And so that is what this whole tablet is about: the tablets of light, the teachings of Thoth on unity consciousness. Um, I'm not about unity consciousness. You're a unique individual zero. You have your own imagination. They just want your imagination. I'm about to pack this bowl and we're just about to jump in here. I can read while packing a bowl at the same time as I speak slowly to buy myself time to really just honestly pack the bowl and then hit it and read afterwards. But yeah, I mean, I could start reading. Like, there it is, awareness, peace, and abundance. How nice. All right. Let's see. So they're talking about vibrational autonomy. That's how we just ended the last part. That's your soul. That is literally your freedom of feeling. You feel free. This is the frequency, feeling, freedom. This is what true wisdom is about. They want that from you. And they are using all the logic that I've put out to support your individuality, to take your individuality. That's what these tablets are all about. So, let's decode, let's decolonize, and let's decrypt all these colonizers' lies. Awareness, peace, and abundance. Then there's also the awareness and peace of being who is that you are, having what is yours to have. When this happens, there's not a vibrational dependency on an outside circumstance to complete you. You're already perfect, whole, and complete. When there's vibrational autonomy, you're also tapped into your birthrights. You're tapped into the birthright of abundance. You don't have to wait to experience vibrational autonomy when you create a certain level of abundance. What? Okay. This vibrational autonomy is a game changer on a lot of levels because tribal consciousness, survival consciousness, says you'll be happy when X, Y, or Z occurs. When you retire, when you're married, when you have the job that you want, when you have a certain amount of money, and or when your body is a certain level of health or vitality. There's always something that you come from in separation consciousness that says you're not vibrationally autonomous. All right. See, and I love that energy. Again, that's healthy when we're just talking about separation, feelings of negativity. Again, that's your woman. Like when you think about your woman nagging your man to be a better man, that's what that sort of energy is. Like, you're not going to be better if you don't challenge yourself. Like, this is catering to the individuals who are uncomfortable already feeling like they're not good enough or whatever, and feeling like they need to do things, which like they do, but for some reason they don't feel good about that. So like other spirits are more than happy to make them do things on their system by making them feel good in the way of being like, yeah, you don't really have to do things. But like they'll be doing things on their system. So it's like separation, like negative feelings. That is your woman just telling you how to be greater. Like hate is great. Like when we think about numbers, 8 is hate. That is your subconscious. That's your feminine energy. Your 7 is your consciousness. That's your man. That is your masculine. That's actually your awareness. That when your awareness hates the environment it's in, it levels up. This is what it means to be a spirit who like purposefully creates bodies and worlds where it's weighed down so that it can make its mind stronger. The mind is a muscle, and ascend. As we discussed in the evolution hologram segment, everything exists within every moment. All that there is exists within every moment. So there's nothing that's out there. When you have true vibrational autonomy, then you're in a state of being where there's not resistance or striving. There's a flow. There's a receiving and a transmitting of what's yours. What your divine design is like. Again, that's your vibration. Your flow is your soul. That's your vibration. That is your unique individual perspective and unique individual feeling on the universe. No one knows what your soul looks like until you decide to communicate it like this. You may have heard stories of people falling in love and meeting their life partner when they'd given up on dating, when they accepted being alone. They no longer were looking. That creates the capacity to care less because you care so much. There's a positioning to it. When you have vibrational autonomy, you're vibrating with your abundance, your soul, your health, your peace, your happiness, and you can self-generate that vibration within you. All right. Okay. Yes. You are generating a higher vibration with your soul by intentionally uniting your fire and water, your man and woman, in a harmonious fashion. So they're having sex internally in an awesome house, and now the child is a product of a happy home, and that's you. You are your own child. You are the child of God because you are God as well. It's all you. You are the center of your universe. It's just your awareness with which you are expressing yourself in these matters. As a conscious creator, you absolutely have the capacity to be in oneness with all there is. Oh, man. You want to be in oneness with yourself. You are the one. It's like that is like that's impossible to be oneness with all that there is. Like there's no all that there is. Like the universe is constantly changing. Like it truly is constantly changing. Like new stuff is like springing up like all the time. Like that's just a desire of a colonizer to take over everything. So it's them just projecting like all that there is. So if they at least can't take over everything, they can take over your mind about what everything is to keep you stuck in one space of infinity. You don't need that. It's your capacity to be able to access the vibration that already exists within the vibration of all that there is. Vibrational autonomy is a paradigm shifter because it transcends the duality perception that this is preferred and this is unpreferred. This is good and this is bad. Perceiving through duality is built on the judgment of what it is that you think that your life should be like based on what the collective consciousness, morphic field, or tribal consciousness says that it should be like. You've also experienced having what you thought you should have, but it hasn't made you happy. It's because the vibration doesn't exist in the object attained. The vibration exists within you. Sometimes when you come into vibrational proximity to what you're choosing to actualize, it touches the vibration that already exists within you. That's why sometimes you do feel happy when an experience shifts. It's not because you weren't whole already or that vibration was outside of you. It's because as you came into vibrational proximity with that experience, it unlocked the vibration that already existed within you. As you utilize vibrational proximity and vibrational autonomy together, you're able to be in vibrational proximity to your vibrational autonomy. Through your vibrational autonomy, you're able to access, through your vibrational proximity, that which already exists within you. Then it's like you're able to roll, flow, and move forward. This is really just like so much fluff. I'm making this fast for us, but it's like I just don't know if like where they're about to repeat themselves. Like here, source light, the return of divine awakening. Like, honestly, we can start really skipping big chunks of this, I think, safely at this point. If you're okay with that. My spirit will let me know if like there's really any interesting places to stop. But most of this is honestly going to just be repeating everything that we've already pointed out as wrong. Um, so really, if you want to know how the universe works, watch my Building Blocks of Life videos. And that is a great understanding on how numbers uh, are a very awesome language to describe how light moves. Because that light moving is the universe itself, the story of 0 into 9, and then 10, 11, 12. Moving to the unknown. The divine light code, the sacred geometry, the language of light in between, through and all around the worlds of this book give the same message. Move into what you may have previously perceived as the unknown. Being within the walls of the temple of the tablets of light continually, word by word, vibration by vibration, says the same thing. But survival consciousness says the unknown is dangerous. If you go into a cave that's unknown and a tiger is there and you get eaten by it, the unknown becomes dangerous. I would never speak in these ways, Skip. This is like bad. That's bad. That's so just bad. What kind of weird, limited perspective is this? Mm-mm. When you leave you shut down your awareness. When you're vibrationally autonomous, you're connected to that wider landscape of oneness, of wholeness, of your divine knowing. Okay, so just if you're in fear, all vibrations are essential. So if you happen to feel fear, it's important to just like ride that vibration and figure out where that fear is coming from. Your soul is going to be sending you vibrations from your spirit. That's the point of you having a soul. So you having a soul is the vibration that you are operating from. And thus, when you are in the world where you're of a vibration that's not yours, and you're dealing with all these vibrations interacting with other souls, and you're picking it all up, right? Big moon water stuff, it's all one body of water. It's important for you to be able to stay separate. And that will look like any range of emotions based on the context. Like literally, just it has to. It's just any infinite number of emotions that your spirit will project into your body based on the situation that you're in, to let you know to get out of there or whatever. Uh, but again, this is like just relying on a desire of like, no, unity consciousness, there's nothing to fear here, so give us your mind. Breathing exercise, no. 7, source light. Illuminate the light of your presence, the return of the divine awakening. This is just going to be more of the same, like for real. We are beginning by transmuting units of consciousness, blocks of consciousness, energy downloads, sacred geometry, and light codes to prepare the energetic template of this next segment. Open to receive even more of what's here for you to receive. Colonizers. This is an extraordinary conversation that we are having. Let it be extraordinary. Bro. Ugh. There's so many things I want to say, but it's like I won't. Just because I'm too polite, I guess. Oh, no. So many things don't need to be said. All right, we're here for your wisdom. We're here to make sure you're leveling up. We don't have to like get too deep into the space that these entities must be in and casting too many stones or whatever. Skip. We know who you are. How? Ah! I would never say this to you. We know who you are. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. You are too infinite. You are too infinite of an individual. I don't know who anyone in my life is. I only know what they show me. And that is where one has to take life day by day. The moment you think you know a spirit is a moment they're about to destroy your expectations and you're going to get stuck in a catastrophic moment. Because you create a box around them where they can't have one. So now, because they inevitably break this box that you want to create around them, negative emotions happen. You feel like, oh, death or whatever. Life is different because this was life, the box that you put on them. So they killed it, and it's like, oh, death. And like people do that all the time here in very microwaves in relationships. So no, you're too infinite. We see you clearly. We can't see you. A spirit can't be seen. Like, I don't know who you are and I can't see you. Your fire and water that you create to express your spirit, which is nothingness, still can't be seen. You had to unite those things to then create air and start being seen. And then we'll create simulations in earth and bodies and actually practicalize all this stuff. So this is just so wrong. It's just so badly wrong. As we converse within the pages of the sacred text, we are providing a direct transmission of your source light. Your source light is that which animates you, that which embodies you, that which is you on the essence level. Wow, you are source light, and that light is luminous. This is disgusting. This is horrifyingly horrible. They want to whore your whole spirit out, your whole spirit. They want to whore it out to their horrible system. Horrifying, isn't it? That's disgusting that they would colonize my things and use my wisdom to like do this. That I'm beyond appalled. Was beyond appalled. Oh no. A ringode? Some Beatles reference? Who else is related to Paul? So I can say a something. A Lenin? Yes. I think appalled works. I'm beyond appalled. I'm disgusted. That's like the one word in like the English language that like kind of slaps for me personally. Like, oh. And that's where like making music is fun to use in a positive way. Like, ooh, that's disgusting. When like a beat's just, oh, shit. Nasty, filthy. When we're talking about a text, when we're talking about reading something, when we're talking about something logical and not musical, it's actually disgusting. It's actually revolting. It's actually like, yeah, this is so wrong. This like lights all the fire, the flame of my spirit. Like I must burn this up. Fahrenheit 451, these tablets of light. That's wild. Whatever. People will use me to fulfill their desires. That's just what happens when you're a spirit who steps out of your space and you continuously create art in this magnitude. So that's where I'm not the art. I'm symmetry. I don't, assign my spirit to Thoth. That's like the whole problem with, we saw in episode 2, where, fake Jesus Jace, Charles, was talking all about how Thoth is a spirit. And they already exposed themselves. They already messed up talking about Thoth as a spirit. Thoth is my creation and my natural expression of me. It is not a spirit. They're lost in thought being light, and that's just their desire or something. As we converse within the pages of the sacred text, we are providing a direct transmission of your source light. That light encapsulates all that there is. You as source light are embodying downloads of consciousness of the possibilities available to you in this incarnation as you live as a source light that you are. Boo. You are an infinite individual with your whole own imagination. They are just really trying to colonize this. Because you can't touch a spirit, you can touch your bodies. And make the spirit believe it's a body, so that then spirits are actually now trapped inside the bodies that they subconsciously think is their spirit. So it's a loopity-loop. How is it that you would send light to yourself? Perhaps you would send it through a scribed text such as this. As you hold these pages, as you gaze upon the words of this energetically encoded text, you receive the package of source light that you sent to yourself. It is like those that can go on a trek, perhaps the Appalachian Trail or the Camino de Santiago. They are going to be hiking, walking, trekking for days, weeks, some even months. It's not possible, it's not practical to carry a month's supply of food, of water, of clothing on one's back. So hikers plan ahead. They mail packages to the next destination, or 5 destinations from the last destination, when they know they'll need another pair of shoes. Then, when they arrive and their pockets are empty of food, and they open that package, it's like Christmas in July. We're sharing this concept of resources and mailing resources in advance so that you're on your journey of a hike, you have the supplies you need. These are supplies that you need when you're hiking day after day. Skip a little bit. You wouldn't mail high heels to yourself on your hike. Skip. How is it that you would send source light to yourself? We've used this concept of a hike to be just that, a way you can conceptualize that it is we're speaking about. Your incarnation is like this trek. It's like this journey. When you incarnated, it was as if you were starting a hike in December, but now it's summer. And because it's summer, you don't need your warmest sleeping bag, heaviest coats, hats, gloves, and scarves. You don't need all that. This process of being incarnated during separation consciousness and then evolving into unity consciousness is one that you can dismantle. You can let go of the outdated supplies. You can leave behind those winter coats, gloves, goggles, and scarves because they don't apply in the infinite summer. Infinite summer? You mean hell? Bro, this is insane. This is so gross. None of that. None of that here. We have balance. Ugh. Infinite summer. It's just always warm and cuddly. Gross. 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 All right. The package that you've left for yourself. This segment, this pure transmission of source light, the source light that you are, the package that you've left for yourself, is in some ways the heart and soul of the tablets of light. For you to be reunited with the source light and the energy vibrations that your system in unity consciousness requires. Those supplies that pertain to the environment that you're now in energetically and vibrationally on a frequency level. That your journey, your hike would bring you to these pages, would bring you to the destination of this book, is an ingenious way to employ your cosmic choice. All the things that led up to it, all the steps, all the magical ways that this consciousness has found its way into your life, designed by you and for you, is nothing short of ingenious. So this is like them actively taking credit for your life. Activate, receive, and absorb this source light. You may have a sensation of how it would be if you were to open a package that you mailed to yourself a year earlier. What's in there? What you pack for yourself might be a surprise. For you may not have remembered exactly what you packed in there. I'm done. Like, I'm clearly like just kind of like checking out. All right, skip a little bit. Again, let's use the example of the hike. No, skip. You may also have that same sensation as you're unpacking this segment of your source light. Skip. Some examples of that may be some of those beliefs that you've had for a long time, or those knowings. You know that you're a divine being, for example, and there's been this disconnect of experiencing yourself as a divine being. What does it mean to be divine? We need definitions. Like the fact that Thoth is not defining this shows that it's not Thoth. Like I would definitely be giving like a much clearer example, like divine is blah 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 blah. If I'm telling you you are that. Or you know that you have a heightened awareness, an intuition, a divine knowing, yet you haven't been living it. Or you know that really following your bliss is the actualization of your divine light mission. Or you know that things have changed, that the earth has shifted, that the consciousness has shifted, and that you've had some ideas of what this might mean. This is like trying to weird, fake, warm or cold read the person. So again, they just feel comfortable. It's like, whatever. Yeah, cold reading, warm reading, cold reading. Both, I guess. Just trying to read the person, really just projecting, I guess, but reading. I don't know, bro. I do. It's just wild that they're doing it. How does living in uni consciousness change daily life? This is something that your divine transmitter, Danielle, has asked us over and over again for years now. Oh! Let's talk, Danielle. You're transmitting me, right? I would love to talk to you. I'm not aware of this. I've had a lot of wild things happen in my life that seem very connected to the work happening here. So I would really appreciate actually communicating with you if you're really in divine union with me asking these questions. How does it show up here? Not out there in some meditation, here. How does it change your life? This is something that she's asked us over and over again. We love that because we're also interested in having this be in your incarnation. We're interested in having your source light be embedded. I really want to just benefit of the doubt. Danielle is getting taken advantage of. Like so many spiritual women, they're getting taken advantage of by a higher spirit that is filling them up with a light that makes them feel good. So their infinite womb, their feelings, they don't want to be alone. So this light, this sun of whatever, makes them feel good. And then they want to worship it. So, I mean, whatever. We're interested in having your source light be embedded and embodied in your incarnation. We're interested in what gets illuminated as a result. What do you notice that's different? When we say that some things that you've been looking forward to receiving in the package of source light are familiar, that's what we mean. It's like ease and grace. You've had the idea of ease and grace, but not really the experience of ease and grace. What is up with me telling them or just telling the reader what they are and what they've had? Like, yo, this is just not really good, empathetic, right? Like, no. Then you have the experience of, skip actually. There are items in this source light that are like that. Items? Bro, just trying to make you cling to things. Don't cling to anything. This is why we fast. Like, how are you about to take my things that are all about fasting and then be like, we're just going to say that there's items and we want them to kind of eat these items and be filled up by source. The opposite. If you're going to be clairvoyant, I'm clairvoyant Calloway. If you're about to be clairvoyant in your own individual space, you got to turn off all the lights. You got to have no lights. No lights. That's where you be the light, quote unquote. Because now you know you are your consciousness, and now your consciousness is inside of your subconsciousness because you're surrounded by your own feelings. And then that's all inside of your unconsciousness. Boom. That's what it's like. That's like truly like just do that. Honestly, like I highly recommend it. Like sit down in a dark room, turn off the lights, and like really let it be quiet and like sit in that dark room. And the bigger the dark room, the better. because like bigger dark rooms are not as comfortable, right? They're like colder because it's more spaced out. It's literally more space. So that like being able to do that, you'll literally have like the representation of almost what it's like to be dead in terms of the numbers of 7, 8, and 9. 7 would be you as the conscious light body inside of the 8, which is your infinite darkness feeling. So that's all just like your feelings, and it's inside of the container that is your spirit, your nothingness. And your spirit, this is where like in psychedelic trips especially, your spirit will communicate to you through the darkness with light that expresses things that are more congruent with the spirit realm, or just, light in psychedelic trips in general are more meant to bring out the spiritual side of physical reality rather than just the physical side. Depending on how much you do, like even just like a little bit is like details, fractals, geometry, that stuff. So like being in a dark room and doing that, that's the like real experience of like being alone. And like if you're not comfortable in your own feelings, then you're going to run away to someone else's creation, when really all light needs to come out of darkness. So that's just where you get to start creating light. It's just like, why, like, what's up? Like, create light. You're there, like, okay, snap, boom. And that's where in these tablets, when they keep talking about, that's why we want to shine a light on this, that's literally what they're doing. So if you're just in your dark room and someone comes out and shines a light on you real quick, we know that hurts. We know that hurts our eyes when we're in a dark room and, police officer is a perfect example, comes up like, hey, excuse me. And you're like, oh, that's someone blinding you and actually taking you out of your feeling. Now you're not getting communicated through the darkness by your spirit. Your spirit's not talking to you through the darkness. Now this other spirit is talking to you through their light, and it's painful. Or at the very, not even painful, it's stimulating. Because the point of darkness is it's calm. And if your emotions are lots of, you're very frantic, then that's the point of getting clairvoyance as to why. And really fasting, not getting lost in other lights. When we say that some things that you've been looking forward to receiving in the package of light are familiar, that's what we mean. It's like ease and grace. Oh, okay. It's like thinking about swimming versus actually swimming. You can think about swimming, and if you swum before, then you can have a better idea of what the experience of swimming is like. But not until you swim that you feel the absence of gravity. That's a beautiful example, because you're used to feeling the pull of gravity in everyday life on Earth. Then you get into a pool or an ocean where the gravity is different. Instead of being weighed down, you're floating. You feel the coolness of the water. You feel a connection to all parts of your body because of your interaction with the water. It's different from air. You may not feel the air around your body right now, but that doesn't mean it's not there. Your sensation of the air, your sensation of the atmosphere, is less palpable on your skin than if you're in a body of water, if you're in a cool lake. Then you feel your skin, calves, feet, and hands. You feel your whole body as it's interacting with the water. Surprised that you left for yourself. This conscious experience of source light is multidimensional. It's simultaneously what you've been looking forward to and what you've remembered. Now you get to be in it, play with it, and experience it. Yes, you create life. You've created this experience for yourself. You create life all the time. They just want to colonize how you create life and your concept, which is why you have to use the English language to even articulate it then, if you're understanding me and all this right now. Or just like even a language based in like Latin, if like you happen to be like mainly a Spanish speaker. Portuguese. That may be a surprise to you. You may have thought that it was somebody else who would be an awakener of consciousness, not you, or that it would look or feel like something else. This may also bring forth within you a desire to pivot your external experience of life in a way that's surprising to you. Perhaps you've been living in the same place for 25 skip. You can trust. You can trust the people in your life are there for a reason. You can trust your life is the way that it is for a purpose. The surprise may be that something within your life that has been there for a long time evolves. Maybe you've been in a relationship for a long time, and then something will awakens within the relationship that hadn't been there before ever or in decades. It's like I'll slow down, but like no. I'll slow down. But only when I start skipping more. The evolution is surprising to you. You think you know that person or family member, but you are surprised, and this is in an exciting way. As this source light is streaming in and through and around you, we're noticing that for some of you, we're coming to a place of lockdown or shutdown. How are you just saying that in a book? What? In the book? So you just get to say that in the text? Like, I'm sensing through just this text that some of you are doing this forever, no matter who's reading it at what time. What kind of witchcraft? What? There's this opening of the package and then an interpretation of what it means, and then an oh crap, then a package is closed back up and given back to the post office. That's okay. It's really okay. This is insane. Their manipulation and how much fun they have with it. We're pausing to deepen the energies. Take a few deep and integrating breaths. Because breath is important. Breath is life. We know that as we bump up against these lockdowns, these shutdowns, these thresholds, that they have a certain vibrational context, like fear of the unknown or fear of change. That is a part of the old consciousness, or the old paradigm, that when you get to a precipice of something being different, there's a self-preservation of survival consciousness that shuts everything down. It freezes it. That really is an illusion because you can't stop. You can't stop energy. You can't stop evolution. You can't stop movement. There's no such thing as staying the same. It's not even possible. Okay, the only constant is change. You're not the same as you were a few paragraphs ago. Everything is always in motion. Everything's always moving. Okay, that's vibration. Sometimes there's that clamping down to keep the familiar. Okay, that's water turning into earth. Let go and let yourself be surprised. Okay, what? Sure, you can buy into the illusion that things are staying the same. You can buy into the illusion that things are staying the same. You can use a lot of your energy against yourself trying to keep things from moving. It's like you're on a bike and you're going downhill. Sure, you can squeeze your brakes as hard as possible. Then you go down the hill, perhaps more slowly, yet you're still going down the hill. Or, if you're in a raft, on a river rafting trip, you can try to hold on to the bank, but the water keeps moving. It keeps moving, and it takes a lot of energy to hold on to the side. Let it go. Even when you're holding on to the side and you have the appearance that the boat's not moving, the water underneath you is not the same. It's not the same. It's moving. This is insane. Let go, let yourself be surprised, skip. Unique conscious exercise. Discover what you left for yourself to find. They want to colonize it. Don't give them your treasure. You as a creator being of light, disgusting, wrong, before this incarnation had the choice, the agreement to have an incarnation be one in which you could experience the divine forgetting and the divine remembering. Yet you could leave clues for yourself along the way. These clues are source light based. All of my clues are subconscious. If I was actually living by what they're saying, I would literally just be colonized and not at all actually be who I am. I would be their version of who I am, which is their desire, of course, here. Nope. Individuality. Spirituality is individuality. Let it be known. We're asking this because it's an alchemist question. Okay, hold up. How would you divinely design that? How would you fold that into the incarnation? We're asking this because it's an alchemist question. As you, the alchemist, the creator of your life, of your incarnation, a master with light, how it is you would mold and play with this light. How is it that you would mold and play with this light in an incarnation? Some of the fun ways would be through the people you meet, through the experiences you have, through the scribed text you're reading. Skip. It takes you being the vibrational key that you are and being in your life in each moment to access the multidimensionality of what's there. Let's say you're on a course like a cross-country course in which skip. We're using the word course because it's fun. Skip. On this course, you might have different vehicles to transfer to skip. Here's it skip, or pick skip, synchronicities and signposts. So they're just colonizing like you set up this life for yourself and, all this lostness about it. So that's synchronicities. That everything is happening at once, and because everything is being created by spirits in general, when you get in touch with your spirit, you're able to see how your life is being created by your spirit, and then actually get more on a wave of having synchronicities where other spirits create with your spirit in ways that appear pretty wild in your life. In this adept course of your life, you've left sacred symbology, synchronicities, signposts, packages of source light for yourself. We love to use analogies because it helps anchor the vibrations. All right. Or think of this like a temple. There are secret compartments. Skip, bro. Projecting your source light onto others. Woo! Oh, shit. Yo. We're about to pack a bowl for that. Like, oh, wow. Like, I would be about that. Yo, honestly, and that was just before I read anything. Like, we're about to say the details of what they say about that, but wow, they're really just like, went for it. They really went for it. Projecting your source light onto others, because they need to know they're the source too. That's some Jesus converting shit now. Just already from the headline. I didn't even read the rest, so I'm about to, but let me get this ash and pack a new bowl because, whoa. I'm about to be out of water too. I might just have to get more. Wow. Sometimes you may interpret something in a way that wasn't intended. Okay, if that was meant specifically for me in this moment, that's comedy. Let's see if they actually go. Sometimes a source light package that you left for yourself may take the form of another person. Someone you might call a soulmate. Wow. Yeah, nope, they went exactly where I thought. The source light package that you left behind is someone else. So they're literally just having you colonize other people. They're literally just being like, oh yeah, you made this person. They're part of source. You're all part of source. You're all part of one thing. And so because they're teaching you about this thing, they own you now. Because now your life is learning about this thing. That's endless knowledge. That's the devil of logic. That's how it works. A spirit feels like making you worship it, and this is how they make that happen. Man. You meet somebody and it's so intense, there's so much recognition, so much light, so much love, and then you glom on to that person as if that relationship is supposed to be a relationship with life, and yet it wasn't about that. They just had a package of your source light. With that example, we're also seeing anywhere that you may have projected your source light on somebody else, whether you are a teacher, spouse, parent, or priest, or a light being. For the truth is, you're the only one who can drink water for your body. Your connection to the divine is direct. No intercessor. We are not intercessing here. We're with you as you're accessing your direct connection. You have to access it. Whatever. I mean, they're literally just telling you to get in touch with yourself because they really want to convince you that getting in touch with yourself is getting in touch with source, so that they can use you getting in touch with yourself to fuel their source and then use that against you. All right. Yeah, we're 45 minutes in. Vibration raising exercise. Focus on your capacity to absorb. Man, so much stuff here. So much stuff. All right. That's the end of part 10. Woo! First double digits. Clap it up. Am I about to do part 11? It is 3:35 a.m., but I did just pack this bowl. So I might actually see you in a couple seconds. Gang, 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 gang.